You've heard the myth a glass of wine is good for you, and a little drink won't hurt. We hear it all the time. Today, we're cutting through the noise. We're diving deep into the mechanics and dangers of alcohol and investigating if there's any such thing as a safe amount. Here's the wild part it's largely about your DNA. Alcohol is broken down by two main enzymes. The first one creates a toxic chemical called acetaldehyde. It's the second enzyme, called ALDH2, that clears this toxin. Now, for many people, especially those of East Asian descent, a specific gene variant makes that ALDH2 enzyme non functional. That's why they experience the Asian flush, the instant redness, nausea, and headache. It's a literal alarm that their body can't process the toxin. But what about the other side? Some people have genes that make them seem highly resistant to alcohol. This lack of immediate negative feedback can actually increase their risk of becoming heavy drinkers. This genetic difference is also why some people are more vulnerable to long term harm. That toxic acetaldehyde can damage your DNA, making those with the deficient ALDH2 gene have a significantly higher risk of cancers like esophageal cancer, even with moderate drinking. In fact, genes are thought to account for up to 60% of your risk for developing liver disease, cancers, or alcohol dependence. Happy holidays, everyone. Enjoy the celebrations and the happiness, but remember to look after yourself while having a good time.
Take a look at this chart. It clearly shows that when you drink concentrated spirits, vodka, whiskey, and the like, your blood alcohol levels spike at the fastest rate. In fact, alcohol elimination is 25% higher with a fatty or a high-protein meal. That's why it's advisable to eat plenty before taking alcohol and to drink plenty of water before and after taking alcohol. Believe me, you will have fewer hangovers. Now let's talk about temptation. Imagine walking into a departmental store and seeing this setup. How are we so easily drawn to the alcohol shelf? This temptation isn't just willpower. It's tied to our genetics and the brain's reward centers, specifically the dopamine pathways. For some people, alcohol triggers an intensely rewarding response, making those shelves a massive, difficult to ignore magnet. The environment and our DNA work together to drive that initial reach. You think having a little bit of alcohol will do you no harm, or even be beneficial for your health. Let's take a look at the science. Current research overwhelmingly suggests there is no truly safe amount of alcohol. Any perceived health benefits, often linked to red wine, are minimal and usually outweighed by the risk of cancer, heart disease, and injury. In fact, for those under 40, the only genuinely safe limit is none at all.
This new research has found that there is no safe level for people in the population to drink alcohol.
Here are the key facts about alcohol and health risks. 1. What's a standard drink? A standard drink contains 14 grams of pure alcohol. This is generally found in 355 milliliters of regular beer, 5% alcohol, 148 milliliters of table wine, 12% alcohol, 44 milliliters of distilled spirits, 40% alcohol. 2. Who should never drink? Medical science confirms that any alcohol is too much for certain groups. You should abstain completely if you are pregnant or trying to conceive, are under 21, the legal drinking age in the U.S., plan to drive or operate machinery, take medication that interacts with alcohol, have an enzyme deficiency, like the ALDH2 gene variant, which is common in East Asian communities, that significantly increases your cancer risk. 3. The limit is low for healthy adults who choose to drink. The risk is minimized but not eliminated by sticking to low limits on any single day. Women, 1 drink or less. Men, 2 drinks or less. Remember, there is no truly safe amount of alcohol, and the less you drink, the better.